Welcome back. Our topic for today is the set data type. Now, sets are a collection of unordered unique items. What do you mean by unordered and unique items? Let's see. If we have a variable called mySet, and then here we use curly brackets to define set. Okay, so if we write this, let's say C here, and then let's say B, and then 1. So if we print mySet right now, let's see what we will get. We are getting B1CA, but how did we define our set here? ACB1. So the order in which we define our set wasn't preserved, as we saw in list and tuple. Okay, so lists are ordered, but sets are not ordered. If we print this again, we will get it in a different way. So that is the meaning of unordered. Now, what do you mean by unique items? It means sets do not allow duplicate. So if we type another one here, and then we type another, let's say A here, and we print mySet, the duplicate will be removed. So that is what we mean by sets contain unique items and are unordered. How do we construct an empty set? We use the sets function like this. So if we print M right now, we expect set like this. We don't use a curly bracket as we saw in other data types. Alright, if you do it this way and you print it, this is not actually a set. If you check the type, you will get a dictionary, a topic that we are about to do. Okay, so although we use curly bracket to define set, when you want to declare an empty set, you use the set function like this. Also, sets consider true and 1 as the same. Okay, and also it considers false and 0 as the same. So if we type true here and then 0 and then false, okay, and then if we print mySet right now, let's see what we get. We see that 1 was printed but true wasn't printed, and then 0 was printed but false wasn't printed. Let's remove the duplicate so that you see it clearly. So if we run this again, you can see 0 was printed, false wasn't printed, 1 was printed, true wasn't printed. So always sets consider 1 or true, the one that comes first, set will print it. So if we change the order here right now and we bring true here, and then we bring 1 here, the true will be printed right now, but 1 will not be printed. Okay, so if we run this, true has been printed but 1 wasn't printed. The same thing applies to the false and 0, because if you remember, we said truthy values, all truthy values evaluate to what? 1, or all truthy expressions evaluate to 1. So that is why sets consider true and then 1 as the same, and 0 and false as the same. You can also use the length function to check the length of a set like this, as we saw in the other data types. Okay, so if we run this now, we are getting 5 because it will remove the duplicates. Okay, if you count this, we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, but as we said, true and 1 are considered the same, and 0 and false are considered the same. We can also use the in keyword to check if a particular item is in a set. So we can say 1 in mySet, and then we expect true for this, right? Okay. Also, sets are on index, and we cannot script part of it. Okay, so as we saw in tuple, strings, and then list, we can't access part of a list through an index. So if we run this right now, we expect an error. Okay, set object is not subscriptable. This doesn't mean that sets are not mutable. Sets are mutable. We can add and remove items from a list. We will look at set method in the next video. Okay, as you can see here, so we can remove and add items to a set. So sets are mutable, but we can't access part of it since the position is not preserved, it's not ordered. Okay, because if you try to access one item now and another time you want to access that item, the position will be changed, so you can't access items of a list through its index. So this means that we use set when we want a data with no duplicate. Okay, when you have a data that contains multiple duplicates and repetitive items, you can just convert it to sets and then those items will be removed. We can also convert compatible data types to a set. Okay, so if you have my list equals, let's say 1 2 3 and then 4, we can say set, then we pass in my list here. Okay, and if you run this, the list will be converted to a set. So this is how we declare sets. In the next video we'll learn more about sets by using set method. Okay, this is the harder part in learning any programming language. By learning the data types, we want to build a strong foundation so that when we are learning the complex things and we are using these data types, you will not be perplexed about how and where they are coming from. Okay, so that is why we are building a strong foundation now. As soon as you are all good with these data types, we are good to go. When we are done with set, we will learn the last and one of the most important data types, that is dictionary, and then we are done with set and we move on to more complex things. Bye bye, see you in the next video.